Okay, we're here with Josh, principal at Emmanuel Lutheran here in Maui, Wailuku, Maui. And Josh, tell us your full name.
Josh Rempfer, and like you said, I'm the principal at Emmanuel Lutheran School along with the 8th grade teacher.
Okay, you're just coming in as a principal, is that correct?
This is my first full month here as principal at Emmanuel, but I have worked as in administration in previous schools.
So not a new role, but just here, new role.
Exactly. And first time, I would say, I was an assistant principal and a dean of students, so this is definitely my first year as the head principal.
Let's start with something interesting. Tell me the craziest food you've ever eaten. Now, you told me about this earlier. I want to know how this came about and what you thought.
Okay, the craziest food I've ever eaten is definitely haggis, and I went to Scotland a couple of times when I was in college, and went to school over there, not in Scotland, but in England. And so I thought, I'm over here, I'm in Scotland, I gotta try this out, and it was better than I thought it was going to be. In fact, I would say I liked it.
Are you going to be teaching this year?
Yes, my role is, I didn't fully want to step out of the classroom because I've developed some relationships with the 7th grade class. I thought that would make the transition easier and maybe help families make decisions about sticking around and staying for 8th grade. But I also I always want to, if possible, hang on to a little time in the classroom. So this year I'm going to be teaching 8th grade math and then 7th and 8th grade history science. But I'm going to just teach in the morning and then team teach with Miss Jordan Omura. She's going to do some things with the 8th graders in the afternoon. So my morning will be in the classroom and my afternoon will be in the office.
What's your favorite?
Math.
Why is math? Why math?
Growing up, I always math was probably my, everybody has a subject that they like. Mine was math. I liked math because you didn't have to write papers. I liked math because you could get to an answer and it was right or wrong. It was not subjective. And then I went to school and I thought I was going to be a kindergarten teacher for quite a while. That's what I went into doing. And then after I graduated, I lived at home because I graduated mid-year, and I subbed every day for about a semester. And subbing in 7th and 8th grade math, I thought, hey, I like this. This is what I want to do. And then my first phone call for a job came from a school in Utah that was asking for just that, a 7th and 8th grade math and religion teacher, and it was just the right fit.
Here on Maui, you've been here for how long?
3 years.
3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And had you visited Maui prior?
It was a blessing how God worked in our lives. At that time, I was in Utah working as an assistant principal, and I had looked for a couple of other jobs, just not unhappy, but just looking. And one day in my email, I had an email from Mr. Hobus, former principal, and it said, how would you like to come and teach 8th grade and possibly move into administration in a few years? And I remember reading it, and I showed my wife, and she said, is that real? And I said, yes, that's real. And so it kind of just happened. That was over spring break, 2017, and by June, I had moved over here, and my family came shortly after.
Tell me what home means to you, not Maui, because now that's your home.
Right. I would say I probably called 3 different places home. Now, right now, Maui is home. Growing up, I moved all over the place. My dad was a teacher and a pastor, and we moved quite a bit until I was in 5th grade, and my parents have been there for 30 years. And that's Newhall, Iowa. So I always say that I'm from Iowa, but after Iowa, my first teaching job was in Utah, and I lived there for 15 years. I got married, have a family, and so home as a child is Iowa, and home as an adult was Utah for 15 years, and now Maui.
Wife, children?
I have my wife, Karina, and 3 children that are varying ages. My youngest just is a recent Emmanuel graduate and headed off to high school next year.
Fantastic. Yeah. Being a teacher here, do you feel that better equips you to be an administrator here at the school?
I think it's a really blessing. It's a unique situation. Normally when principals come in, especially in Lutheran schools, they're coming from oftentimes completely new places, and you have to come in and learn the culture and meet the staff and adjust to changes. And having taught for 3 years, I feel like I have a very good relationship with all the staff members, and I've been able to get to meet numerous parents, more so with the grades that you teach, but I look forward to developing those relationships with parents as well. And to answer your question, absolutely, being here has made the transition much, much easier. Yeah.
What do you like to do besides be a teacher and a principal?
Well, with my family, what we've grown to love here on Maui is just going to the ocean. Whether it's being in the ocean or just hanging out on the beach, that is always just it's a nice respite. It's calming. It's beautiful every time. Haven't done a lot lately, but we used to drive up to Haleakala fairly often and watch the sun set. That is just one of our favorite things to do. And when I'm not with my family, well, I would play golf any opportunity. And this summer I've been able to do that quite a bit with friends and with my son. So going to the beach and going to the golf course, those are my two favorite things. I love going down to Ke'awakapu, if I'm saying that right, in Kihei, yeah, and Pukalani Country Club. They had just a great summer deal, so I spent a lot of time up there. Well, my wife is a fantastic cook, and she is a vegan, so I love to eat everything that she makes. I love to run the grill, so I love eating fish, and so it's kind of a team effort, but I'd say we eat pretty good. And just about every night I will sit down and turn on a movie, and I have lately action. I really have enjoyed all the Marvel movies over the last 7 to 8 years. I'm a sucker for those. Action, adventure, mystery. But yeah, I can watch movies with the best of them.
And who's your favorite Marvel character?
I like Iron Man.
Names. Has anybody given you one of those weird nicknames, or have you just been Josh?
I've always just been Josh. My dad never called anybody by their first name. I have a brother named Jacob. He always calls him Bob. I have a sister named Bethany. He called her Gina. But he always just called me Joshua. So.
What's something that families here, parents, families, might not know about you?
They might not know that I love to sing, but I hate singing in front of people. I'll sing, I shouldn't say that. I would never ever sing a solo, but I will sing really loud.
What is your favorite thing about teaching here?
My favorite thing about teaching here is, well, two things. One is that the joy of teaching always comes from seeing kids have aha moments. Learning something they've never learned before, getting a concept that they were stuck on. When you have those moments, that makes you keep coming back. In golf, they say, you hit a good shot, you keep coming back. In teaching, when you see kids succeed, that keeps you coming back every day. Kids are what make teaching special. And then the thing that's most important, the thing that's most meaningful about being at Emmanuel is that we get to help kids and students grow in their faith. And having the opportunity to share the love of Jesus on a daily basis, to talk about forgiveness, that's priceless. And helping kids grow in their faith is something that you can't do everywhere. And that's one of the things that brought me back to the Lutheran schools, is the opportunity to do that every day.
Sounds like that's your favorite thing.
That is without a doubt.
And that's
yeah.
a good thing. Tell me your best joke. Tell us all your best joke, your go-to.
Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9.